I'd like to think that none of it was influenced by what they would call the movement of Me Too.
Sean Penn basically says what everybody is thinking about the Me Too movement.
Dead man walking.
Penn pointed out that Me Too is not so black and white. There may be some gray area.
His female co-stars are very much in favor of this empowerment when it comes to seeing women on screen. And somehow it got kind of transferred into a conversation on Me Too, and it was a little bit uncomfortable, I think, with his co-stars.
This is a movement that was, largely shouldered by a kind of receptacle of the salacious.
You mean a receptacle of the salacious?
A series of many individual accusers, victims, accusations, some of which are unfounded.
People are way too gung-ho when these accusations come out. They're basically just saying, oh, you sexually assaulted me when we were both in the 7th grade.
He spoke his mind as best he saw it, and probably a lot of other men in Hollywood see it.
I'm not gonna provide any proof, I'm not gonna say anything about it, and if you criticize me for not providing proof, then you aren't fighting for women.
And he did also say that in discussing these nuances in the Me Too era, that's cause for backlash.
And that's the sort of thing that I think Sean Penn was talking about, where he says it's way too black and white. There are people on both sides where either the allegation is just totally untrue or it's completely fact and it needs to be taken at face value. And that's just not the way that these sorts of situations need to be approached.
Anybody who's willing to point that out a lot of times faces criticism or, has to hide their opinion. And I think it was brave of him to point that out, especially when he's on a promotional tour.
Danger is my business.
He's so red.
He didn't age gracefully. Our office went into like a whole thing about that men age better than women. Sean Penn is like prime example of why I'm right and they're wrong. I think so, at least.